there's only one way to finish this.
Let's go out with a bang.
Red light!
Green light!
Sir, this is a Denny's. Are you gonna place your order or not?
Give me the grand slam, and you know it. Also, I also love the part where Tatiana did not question. I just love that. I love the idea that like Tatiana just watches. And I wish there was a line of dialogue where she was like, "Was that an alligator piloting the copper?"
You know what? I feel like at this point she's like, I've had a very stressful day. I just don't want to question anything anymore.
I just
want to
my
get this
lesson
over,
not to-
have some Hennessy, and go to bed early.
I will say, doing this part without doing that whole side quest with Ellie kind of makes this thing come out of fucking nowhere.
It absolutely does. Also, as you're noticing here, something that we learned when you're in the chopper. Oh, by the way, he made a giant robot in our likeness.
It's weird looking.
You can see it's not even the Zoot part, but Mayday's head like sitting on top of it.
Yeah, it's like I thought it was just Zoop, and then I look up, it's like, oh no, wait, there's a Mayday head too. It's kind of like a freaky totem pole.
I don't understand the things on the black circles on their mouths.
I think those are supposed to be.
I know they're cannons firing out the robots.
Cannon nozzles.
Bam! But yeah, as you just saw there, that's the way. Kill a bunch of enemies, transform the goodies, reignite the power to the EDM artists.
Also, I love how when what's his name, Cliff was literally having that whole monologue. He's like, "No, don't press these buttons to destroy it."
Whatever you do.
Zook is now saying like, "Why are you siding with us?" Like now he's using the tooltip to like berate you. And also, something worth looking up is look up this song at the end because it plays in reverse technically because we're going through the areas in reverse, but it's like an acoustic rock version, acoustic guitar version of all of the boss and villain themes we've been going through so far.
Yep, it is really good.
Everything is on purpose.
Other than that, the loop is the same. Everything was made with concept and design.
Everything's on purpose. No, we didn't pull it from our bomb.
Oh my god.
But it's very simple. Destroy enough enemies, transform the orbs, use power of rock, and at this point, it's basically a victory lap.
Yeah, but you've already dealt with the worst of it with Tatiana.
That is a huge house.
You got it.
Yes, sir.
You got it, Guts.
Yes, Captain, my captain.
But yeah, when you're in the chopper, it's kind of odd where basically the way this works is you move at half speed unless both you and player 2 are moving in the exact same direction.
Not that it means much of anything, considering that the all the rocks are doing pity damage to you.
They kind of are just don't. But yeah, and the satellite's getting closer, so we have very little time.
Hey, is it just me? Is it getting a little hot in here?
Is there a time limit for completing this part?
No.
Not really, no.
It's all set. It's set pieces. But so, what did you think of the whole? I love this bit. What did you think of the this whole finale set pieces, Jordy and Al?
I thought it was pretty cool, honestly. I like the aesthetics of it and the music.
I do like having this last little look at the city and just seeing how much it's changed, and it kind of really drives home the point of Cliff really propped Mayday and Zook up to just be the next NSR. The imagery is just as oppressive, even though it has a faux punk coat of paint.
Yeah. I mean, even beyond all this, if you were traversing through the hub world, right after you're done with Eve, the imagery is already there in stone. Someone went and defiled DJ Subatomic's own statue.
Yeah. One thing that I thought was really interesting was just how quickly all this stuff came up. This happens over maybe a week, and people have already done these massive graffiti murals and set up all these signboards and the big robot things. It's just
you say 1 week. I genuinely.
It's Cliff, how did you organize all this?
You say 1 week. I always thought that this game, in universe, happened over the course of 2 hours.
2 hours.
This was just the longest night for them.
Oh, so kind of like Luigi's Mansion.
Oh,
I mean, I can see it happening over the course of a day or two, but I feel 2 hours is being a little too generous.
Yeah, just one night seems a little unrealistic. Then again, we have a world with giant mermaids and black hole head DJ men and these reality
DJ
warping
daddies, yeah.
artist ladies. So, and you know, a literal like fire elemental. So, maybe it doesn't follow normal physics.
Right.
So single player, James, what did you think of this like victory lap bit?
Okay, you know what? To that, I will definitely say I didn't actually get this far in the Switch version because right when I got to the Tatiana boss fight, it always glitched on me at a very specific moment, and I couldn't make progress on it. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it like the same glitch every time, or?
roughly, yeah. The game sort of just
Thank you.
it's like the
Thank
game
you.
sort of misses a check mark, and it's kind of like the whole if you were to jump, or maybe not so much jump over the. Oh, Mayday, I'm sorry. I really need to talk to you, please.
We are
Also-
well past that cliff.
Also, there's something else. There's something else I just realized is that one other lesson that kind of gets subverted by this whole like ending of putting everybody back where they belong is they don't ever really the whole ending where she was trying to tell the kids to focus on their studies and not get obsessed with fame and the Sayu thing. But now it's like, nah, just keep doing it. Go back to being Sayu. In fact, we need you now, otherwise the world will die unless you do this.
It's like,
I mean, at the same, I mean, granted, you're not wrong there. At the same time, though, I'm willing to consider that an oversight.
And if not that, like treat it like a summer camp thing from now on. You go to mermaid camp. Be
Mermaid
cool, popular.
camp.
I
Or
love
you
mermaid
know,
camp.
hire actual trained professionals.
We
That
get to
too,
make
like-
coral wallets at Mermaid Camp.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I am googling that now.
And seaweed
Is mermaid camp a
skirts.
thing? Mermaid camp. Osby's Power Rock. There's something called Mermaid and Shark Camp
Oh.
at the Die Ventures. Anyway, let's bring him back from his long space journey.
You Plutonians are not so bad.
I just
after
imagine he's
Thank
like,
you.
I just imagine he's like, how did I get back here?
How long?
Yeah.
I
I've been-
want to say in
he's
one
like,
of the news segments you see him float by the satellite, but that might
Oh
have
yeah.
been a fan
I won't
edit.
let you do this.
No,
I just
that-
look at him. Go ahead.
Was it?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I remember seeing it.
I love it was in one of the cutscenes where, as they showed the satellite, you see him spinning past. It was
The first news news
Yes.
bulletin.
I guess
bring it
he re-entered the atmosphere. He like re-entered
shows up,
orbit
like-
and crashed back through the atmosphere.
You know, after spending 1 week in the deep vacuum of space, I have to admit, kind of over it now.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, he's just like, I got better.
Oh my gosh, here it comes. So he makes this big dramatic final stand, and they have to go through all these robots and just wait for it.
But we can't fight through their forces because the invisible wall tells us no. There it
Well-
is. Now we can fight these guys.
Oh, okay.
Da da da.
Yeah, no, the sun is finally rising. This night is close to ending. We just need to power the Quaza.
It's the
oh, wait, it's
dawn
not
of a
the
new
sunrise.
day. Metaphor.
Tatiana.
Oh,
Oh,
You're good here.
here we go.
One last chord.
cool firers making a comeback.
Oh,
I
alright,
love
Sunfire.
that sting.
Oh, dude.
And I also love how after he just flew away like that, you never see Cliff again.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
which I'm
It's
sure
just
that.
bye,
Which again, they could.
Cliff.
Dude,
Oh, I just realized that's not the. Oh yeah, I actually just realized that's not the sun rising. That's the freaking burning force of the satellite coming into power. We should stop it.
Good idea.
And
With
then
all
now
of us
the
at
Guardians
one.
activate their divine beasts.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Gosh.
So, how did it get that big anyway?
I don't. How are we? Like, just they stop and even like DJ's like, how did we get this big?
It's like, I don't know.
One way to end this. Come on, guys! All together now!
Well, they all say bunka. And
One guy's like in the One guy's in the restroom of that thing going, "What's happening?"
Oh my god.
Also,
Yeah, I just like imagine
we learned
people
that
inside these buildings while this is going on.
the tower is a metronome.
And I'm also
like,
gonna point this out. Oh, and I have to say this real quick. I'm sorry. This is my one biggest plot hole that I never understood about this game. I'm sorry, developers, but let's just understand that what's happening here. Their plan to stop the satellite from crashing into the tower is to crash the tower into the satellite.
Yeah, just slaps it
force.
away.
I was about to say, yeah, that's why the minute I saw that, I was really hoping it would just be a case where the building would just kind of like flick the satellite away.
I thought it was that. I thought it was gonna use the the classic rock devil horns to shoot a laser beam at it or something. But
That would have been very
Again,
metal, but the confetti
instead
explosion
of-
is also very metal.
It's all over the place.
And all over him.
Oh, her guitar.
No, your guitar.
It couldn't handle the force.
Did it break in the last battle?
We don't deserve any heroes.
She gave it her
like
all.
Aw.
them. Not after all the things we've done.
Aw,
No, Mayday,
it had its last
honey.
run.
Did it! You two saved the NSR tower. How do you guys? Wait, aren't you enemies with NSR? What gives?
We've changed. Catch you guys later.
Hey, hold on now. This opens up to so many questions. Are you guys
His
retiring?
microphone is
Are you buddies with
huge.
NSR now?
Very
Who was
Yeah.
piloting that helicopter?
Who's piloting the helicopter?
I'll get
More
back
on
to
that
you.
later. No, and we don't know actually.
You don't want to know.
It would have been funny
right.
if at that moment Ellie just like flopped down.
Wow.
You could have taken the city
Her
for
hair's
yourself,
real.
but instead you chose to save my
Actually,
mental
her whole
health.
head's cracked.
You have my
She's like
Yeah.
a volcano.
Because
Oh,
I figured it was like her idea was like she,
Krakatoa!
couldn't have done it without
Dang
your
it.
I figured it was something where like
Anyway,
I figured it was something like even if you look at her
better
hands, like her
first.
whole body's made of like porcelain or magma stone or something.
Everyone's here to
Yeah.
celebrate
Yeah.
you.
That like hardened after being
Don't you think
on
it's a
raged
little
fire
rude
for
you
so
to
long.
Simply leave.
Mm-hmm.
I've done these things a million times. Give the
Oh, and her
people a
eye
few
colors
words of
changed too.
encouragement.
It's like the same color as her rose-tinted glasses.
Aww.
Her pupils are like red as well.
Aw, look at that.
Burning
Look
bright
at that
within.
crowd cheer.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
so fun.
guys. I've made a mistake.
Eh?
I may not like EDM, and that's okay.
Eh?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Hmm.
I too am not free from my own wrong.
So yeah, this is one of those glorious stories where we were both kind of in the wrong, but we found a way through it.
And we're gonna make things right. Also, Sayu's real now. We don't know. Oh, she's a hologram. I see.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say.
And we have agreed.
Also, can we just make note here that Neon J is canonically taller than DJSS, but everybody draws it in the reverse?
We are going to rebuild. And
Oh, you're right.
All the fans
I'm-
like draw Neon J super tiny compared to him.
Honestly, it's not too dissimilar with how a lot of Breath of the Wild fan artists like to draw like taller than Zelda, even though they're canonically like the same height, if not Link being just a teeny bit shorter.
Well, to be fair, like isn't that always been like a history of like a bunch of Links technically being shorter than the respective Zeldas?
It depends on the context. Like, there's some that are, some that aren't.
Well, Lottie definitely was.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
One thing I really like
But,
about the end of this story and how it ties back into like the name No Straight Roads,
Well,
like being no straight roads to success. Like it's like the main message of this game is like what you think you want might not be what you actually want or what you actually need.
we can't.
And like there's no one way to get famous, there's no one way to be successful, and no one way
There's no-
to get to the top or just and you might not even want to be there. It's just like there's not one way to go about things, and if you go on this like super straight and narrow path, it's like it's gonna be disappointing.
Thanks so much for the offer.
Just in general, I think
I'm
that's just
honored,
no one way to
really,
live life, no
despite
one way
what
to
I
enjoy
did
what
to
you
you
want
guys,
to do
you
and
all
create,
are
and
being
there's no
so
set path. It's you
kind.
express, find your own identity.
You have to make your own
Right.
road.
Sometimes sometimes that kind of success just comes naturally, and other times it,
Sorry.
just doesn't come, and you gotta live with it somehow.
You gotta make your own path.
Word Mayday.
Pretty much.
Hey, Mayday,
Eh?
catch. Take good care of her.
I
Understand?
mean, your old one is busted.
Yeah.
I can't accept this.
My love for rock may have returned, but my performing days are behind me. Someone else needs to take that mantle.
No, Tatiana. I can't.
Oh no, here come the waterworks.
You are a performer. Where I have failed, I want you to go beyond.
Gosh, these
Carry on
character
the journey
moments.
for me. Long
Yeah.
live
Oh.
Mayday, oh my gosh.
Can we all just like form a single file line to just hug Mayday?
Yes, come here.
Just so long as Zook's the first in line.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
We just
May-
need
may-
to
may-
we just
okay.
need to all give them like a giant group hug.
Yes.
And
I just imagine like they do that, but everyone just gets crushed by DJ's giant arms.
Oh gosh.
He just like
Where-
does
where-
the linguini arm thing and just wraps everybody all the way up.
Sometimes you need to take a step back and see that the stage doesn't just belong to you. We're all in this together. And the sooner we acknowledge that, the quicker we can work towards a common goal.
Amen.
I like how this comes off like
Different reasons.
it would have been really easy for
Some do
this
it for
last
self-importance.
monologue to come off as like
Some do it to
preachy
bond
or
with
as
their
like
loved ones.
hand feeding the
And some
message,
do it
but
to
I like
understand
how
the
it comes
purpose of
across
life.
more as just
The important
Tatiana
thing to
reflecting
know
on
is
these
this.
things herself.
They are known.
Oh, you know,
Mhm.
one of my favorite, I don't know if
If
I
we
ever said,
give
but one of my
everyone the
favorite, like,
opportunity
outro
to play their
monologues is
own
the one
music,
that Anton
we can
Ego
build
does
a
at the end of
world where
Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one.
has no bounds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like him just reflecting on what he's learned.
I'm
It's not trying to,
happy to
it's not
say
trying to
that
argue what
Velocity
you've learned,
is
just
steadily
them reflecting what they've learned. If it's what you learned too, then nice
Never
coinky
have I
dink.
seen our
Yeah.
light shine so brightly.
Yeah.
And it is all thanks to not just NSR alone, but to the performers, the fans, and everyone who
And you know what?
resides in
What
this
she's saying now, that's
magnificent
kind of the
city.
state of the fan base right now. It's just like, it wasn't just a game to us, it brought so many people together to express their creativity. And I mean, even us now with this commentary, like, just this one project brought so many people together, and that's a really
And to
special thing.
Megan, Zook,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sure.
in a way, you're right, considering,
You
like we
showed
said,
me
this
that
is pretty much your
being an
first time
artist
joining us for
is a
one of these,
wonderful
and
privilege.
hey, what a way to start.
Yeah, like, I've met so many friends through this, and I've gotten closer to so
Wherever
many
you
friends,
guys
and that
are,
includes you guys.
I hope.
It's not just
Nice.
it's not just due to NSR that I loved this experience. It's all the people I met.
I'm glad.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know,
With
if
that
I could
said-
just ruin the moment real quick, like I do like that like sentiment where like Tatiana just gives Mayday her old guitar, and I do think that's like a nice little bit of like character development for like the both of them. I really hope she keeps that in mind whenever they have to go and upgrade their equipment, because I don't like the idea of her just
Smacking
carelessly
with a
hammering
hammer.
away like she did with the old guitar.
I
Gotta
hope
go
she
beyond,
does
but-
at least like
yeah.
fix up her old guitar for posterity.
Oh, of course, keep it as like a
that's-
memento.
Yeah, like that's an iconic
Yeah.
piece of equipment.
Oh, and please, by all means, look up later this credit songs. It's also really nice.
Oh yeah, One Eye Closed
Um,
really deserves a lot more recognition for their music.
Mhm.
And yeah. Oh, there's all the handymen all together. But yeah, no. So just so now that we're here, may as well catch up to speed. Aw,
Attention!
So this thing that we usually do with our credits, usually bits, is Al, what were your like overall thoughts on the game, like its project as a whole?
I think it was beautifully designed, beautifully realized, has a wonderful message for people at like a whole bunch of different stages in their life, and it ended up bringing together a lot of different people at different stages in their life. Like, it's become more than a game. It was this whole experience that was just accentuated by this really beautiful piece of art. And it's like, yeah, maybe some gameplay areas were a little rough, but it's just like the heart is definitely there, and I just hope that Metronomic continues on this vibe. Like, not even necessarily making more NSR games. Like, they could never make another NSR game. They could move on to something totally different if they wanted, but just seeing them and just the way they tell their stories has been incredibly inspiring. And so whatever stories they go on to tell, I'm definitely going to be a fan in the future.
I definitely want it for their startup title. They absolutely have gained my attention. Hype, what did you think of this whole project after discovering it?
Well, I will say I'm not sure how viable my word is, because like even though I know Matt made a big joke about me not caring about the game at the beginning, but I feel like I might have like the least amount of like exposure to the game compared to everyone else. But from what all I did see of it, I do generally like it. Like, I think like I appreciate the message and like just the overall narrative that the story goes for. And I love a lot of the like presentation aspect of it, like in terms of like the story, the aesthetics. Like most of the characters I just find unbelievably endearing, like particularly Mayday and Zook. Like they are probably, like in terms of video game duos, probably some of my favorite duos out there. Their chemistry is just spot on, and it's gonna be honestly, like I like the gameplay itself. Like I like how, you know, flashy it is, and even though it does have like its bit of substance in there, I still kind of stand by the critique I have in that, like, I feel like a handful of stages probably kind of overstay their welcome, but I know that's kind of like a minor complaint in the grand scheme of things, and I am still really amazed by how everything turned out, and just how much of, like, again, funny enough, like, even though I'm not, like super into it, just how NSR in general really did have like an impact. Like the fact that like some of the actors actually went out of their way to befriend me and even collaborate with me was really nice. And if any of them happen to be hearing this, like
Yes, we
it's
love
been
you
an
too.
honor, like getting to know you and working with you and whatnot.
Aww.
Aw.
And yeah, so again, thanks to you two, ex Capcom, Square Enix people for giving us this project. This was fantastic. But this commentary is not over just yet because again there's some post game goodies and stuff I wanted to find and show off. So while we start showing off some of that, James, what were your thoughts on both playing the single player and then trying it out co-op?
Well, first of all, I will say during that credit sequence, I did notice that DJ Subatomic and Neon J were literally, hey, we're actually, being all buddy with each other. So yes, they don't. Just because they're both loud and obnoxious doesn't mean they can't be friends themselves.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
I say friends,
You were
I say
talking about-
husbands.
Like, you were talking about DJ Subatomic, I thought you were talking about the sketch of Ellie chasing after him, like, as if it was a dog chasing after him.
No, that was funny too. But that being said, my sentiments are honestly not too dissimilar from what we've already been talking about now. Like, I do think this is very much a great passion project by this talented team of developers, and I would like to see more from them in the future. My critiques are more or less the same in that I do think there is a little bit of a case of style over substance, because while, again, the style for this game is absolutely fantastic, but then there comes the gameplay parts where the boss fights themselves are great, but then there's the
stages.
Yeah, the beginning stages where, like, leading up to them, like, those need work. And I do say if this game ever did get, like, a sequel or a spiritual successor, I think that's an area that they could touch up upon. Other than that, I do agree that again, there's a lot of character to this game, and especially if you decide to go out of your way to, look between the lines, especially with all these collectibles that we're showing off. Like, it really does, it really does enrich this world that could very well have lasted just a few hours if you decided to play it once and only once. Now, that being said, with my own experiences with the game, just playing it in general, like, again, I primarily played this game through the Switch version first, which, for the most part, is a serviceable port. Like, it's not quite as terrible as I thought it would be, despite all the very glaring pop-up here and there. But other than that, I do think the best way to play the game is definitely how Logan and I did through the PC version, which is unfortunate because you can still only get this through the Epic Games Store.
Man. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get a Steam port or something.
I feel like that it should at some point or another. I mean, the game's almost going to turn like a year old in about a month or two from now.
That'd be nice.
Less than a month.
okay,
It turns
so-
a year old like this month.
Yeah, actually,
As
of
it
this
turns
recording.
a year. Yeah, I was gonna say, as of
Oh,
this
wow.
recording, it's going to turn a year old the day before my birthday, August 25th.
Oh, well, son of a bitch.
Nice. So, and, okay, now we got that. Jordy, what were your thoughts on this project joining us for it?
Honestly, from what you showed me of the trailer, I thought it was pretty interesting. But I don't think I looked more into it until I saw some fan art from Al and a few other people, and then I looked into the cutscenes themselves, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of cool. And I thought some of the songs were
Oh
very
god,
catchy.
that takes me back.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, DeviantArt.
These kids!
Aw.
Oh my god!
So Sayu used to be a character in a dating sim or something, and
I'll also say, I feel like this would be more accurate if the quality of that picture in general, because it looks like it was snapshotted, was a little blurrier.
Yeah.
on the edges,
yeah.
yeah. So that's Tila, and then on new DeviantArt, another one. Now that's Remy, and as you see in the comments over there, yeah, Remy Tila used this artwork as a thumbnail background for one of her covers, and then thus the whole idea of them collabing started to flow. They were just a group of group of friends who just met online.
Yeah.
Were common interests.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I love these kids.
It's so. I love how much world building there's to this. And yes, DeviantArt, please remember your art, not a blog program, please. And then,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
And then at the very end, we have here another post from Tila, all of the gang, right before they
Like,
got signed.
the Sayu
Gang's all here.
The Sayu Squad literally just being a bunch of kids who got together to make something is just so endearing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But also kind of dangerous when you really think about it.
Focus on your studies, use this as a hobby, and then just don't throw away your childhoods just yet.
Stay at
Enjoy
school,
it.
kids.
Let them pursue their
Yeah.
dreams,
And-
though.
Of
These
course.
are, and there's nothing unfortunately to these. I wish there was something more, like something
I
showing
like that
about
doodle
Zook and-
lady in the corner.
Yeah.
I know. I wish there was. I wish these like would give me like details on Zook and West's like history, but it's mainly just little doodles of her.
Honestly, I would have appreciated it. We got to see the text that she scribbled down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here we learn about Yinu's past, where she learned piano from her father.
What's up, John?
I was gonna say I didn't really finish my last words yet.
Yes, sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
It's okay. But yeah, like after looking at the fan art and looking at some of the clips and actually getting to meet one or two of the voice actors, I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of cool. I think I should give it a try. And I got it for Christmas last year. I played through it and I had so much fun, and I'm glad I got the chance to explore it, because this is a really, really nice game, and I respect anyone in this fandom who's put so much effort into the fan work, including those fanzines, because they are gorgeous. Congrats to you guys.
Hey.
And just more of that. I hope that love can be seen by the developers, and that they're understanding that like how much fun and how much color and vibrance and just vibrant character they gave to their world, and how those and why those zines just why they're so fun to read and participate in.
We just love the characters so much.
I mean, from what I've definitely been seeing, it's like while it hasn't quite hit like the really big time like certain other like indie success stories, it definitely is no doubt apparent that this game has a very strong cult following, and I'm sure that'll lead to something somewhere down the line.
Yep. And I'm saving these for last because I like them the most because they're like full-on anime cutscenes, and I might as well just show this off real quick because Tatiana's mainly are just you can glean some stuff from the headlines, but they're more or less just not Time magazine but Tone magazine. Nice.
I mean, it's the tone of the rhythm.
It's also in monotone.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah.
Excuse me, monochrome. What am I saying?
Monochrome.
Order.
We'll try it. Yeah. So
Look at my giant finger.
This dumb. Anyway.
I thought that was a finger.
You know what? Just to get Al's reaction, just imagine that giant fingers. Oh.
Again, love these animations, and at first I thought it was a condition worsening, but no. Either because she was bullied or she was that nervous, she tried to cover up her, other half of her skin with like white paint or makeup or something.
Yeah, so she's always had that skin condition. She just tried to hide it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
an art
that's
project.
intensely relatable to a lot of people. I mean, again, so many people, so many especially marginalized fans, latched on to Eve so much. Because it's intensely relatable to feel othered for something you can't really control.
Aww.
Anyway, what I was about to say, just that picture of Tatiana pointing with the giant hand. I'll just imagine if she would. Okay.
Let's wait until after the collectibles.
Sorry.
Here we get context for that one piece of art in her gallery.
Oh.
This
was them back in college.
Nadia, you are so pretty.
Painting time.
His face there.
Even the video, with both of their names included in the channel, it's just she came to see herself as part of this couple rather than just herself.
She was very eccentric and very happy to have found someone that she could connect with.
Mm-hmm. There it is, the bottles.
That's beautiful. How about we take a photo together?
Aww.
So just in general, and then this last one will be the longest one because it's basically her monologue of the night that Zook ran out and she first started really having to face these feelings. But just in general, again, these brothers, their animation projects, their sci-fi project they're doing, their animation is super smooth and fairly appealing. I really want to see more of it.
Oh,
it's super smooth, but I also think it's sort of, for lack of a better word, limited, but in the right ways. It still gets the character down to a T.
Stylized or something like that.
Yeah, I really love the style they're working with, and I really love the dragon lady.
Oh yeah, and that one, they had a sci-fi project.
Yeah,
I like the girl with the giant hoop in her hair.
I really want to see like their future projects. They're super skilled, especially with like character animation.
Is there no one out there who understands me? Am I
So yes, while this is happening, by all means, please, hype. Tell me about Tatiana and the finger.
Just imagine if she went boop.
Well, I can only imagine that Al would possibly melt upon contact.
I think I just squeaked so loudly that my microphone actually cut off to save itself.
Well, my thing is that like because of how massive the finger is, when she tries to boop, it might accidentally turn into like an unintentional punch.
Hey, if my nose gets broken, my nose gets broken. I just gotta deal with that.
I will never wash this nose off again.
You
But
can't
it's
pull
bleeding.
a bolo, no.
Never.
You can't
For
pull a
real
bolo.
It's just like, I will just be as Cliff and just live with my broken nose.
I mean, hey, you know what? Bolo never washed his face off after Roddy Risky.
That's what I'm saying,
punched it
you
out one
can't-
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, for anybody, for beyond that, we'll just continue rocking out. And for everyone who joined us, thank you. This was, again, No Straight Roads. Amazing project that it was.
Nice.
Thank you guys so much for joining.
And thank you,
was-
Al, for joining us.
Well, thank you guys for
Of
having me.
course. So yeah,
No
I
problem.
was Lucky Jack 20.
I'm in James May Extreme.
I'm Jordan the Cat 11.
Oh,
That's you, Al.
Oh,
You
sorry.
Go ahead and say.
I'm Squitter Doodle.
Go ahead and plug yourself or whatever websites you usually hang out on.
Yep, I'm Al Pullen, aka Squitter Doodle. Find me on Twitter.
Also, Matt gives his regards, even though he probably didn't say so.
Yep. Enjoy. We hopefully see you guys for whatever next fun musical indie project comes our way.
Rock on, everybody.
Shakalaka bam!
See ya.
Till next time, everybody.
Billy, it's a 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 Billy.